Welcome to the Open Books Podcast, where we discuss all things going on in the real estate industry, helping you take the road less traveled to real estate success, guiding you to the top 10%. I am your co-host, Curtis Haddock, alongside my wonderful co-host, Brooke Massey, and our special guest today, Jamie'e Thompson. Jamie'e, I should say. Jamie'e.
That's like the best introduction with her little giggle.
So, everyone calls you Jamie, but that's not your name, right?
It is not my name.
Tell everyone what your name is. How do you pronounce it? Jaime?
Jaime.
Is it really right? I got that right?
No, it's Jamie'e Renee.
Jamie'e. Mm-hmm. I just call you Jaime.
Jamie'e Renee?
Uh-huh. Jamie'e.
That's like a mouthful.
It's
I had to think about it.
Now, Renee is your middle name, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but...
It just kind of goes with it.
So
that's kind of cool.
Jamie'e.
Yes, but
Jamie'e.
people here in Oklahoma just call me Jamie.
Yeah, because
we're in Oklahoma.
Jamie'e is French. It's French.
It is French,
Yeah.
but I'm German, so go. We figure that one out.
And she was born in Africa, so that's weird. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't even know what that means.
It means
I was just like, you were talking about how you have a French name, but you're actually German, and so I just wanted to...
There's no French at all.
Crazy background,
I know.
Crazy background.
Yes.
Who
Crazy
knows
name.
where your family's from?
I know. My mom was on drugs when she had me. She didn't know what she was writing.
Oh, and so she accidentally put an apostrophe in there?
No, I just say that because it doesn't make sense.
Well, I know you're just saying that,
Yes.
But yeah, I remember when you told me that wasn't your name, and I was like, okay, yeah, right. like you tricked me this whole time. Like your name isn't Jamie.
Well, because sometimes when she says stuff, it's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Or no?
Well, it's on her email signature, and you spell it how your name is actually spelled, and I never ever noticed.
Nobody pays attention to just that
until
little.
it's weird, and so now I can't say anything when people call me Chad, because it's like. Yeah, because my personal email was C Haddock.
Oh.
And so people would they wouldn't even see that my email signature said my name.
It's all about details.
And I'm like, it says my name. Why are you calling me? How do they pay attention to, I guess because the email, they're like copying it and pasting it so they see, must be Chad the dog.
That's just like something visual. I can see how that someone would think is Chad.
For sure, yeah.
Just immediately, this is Chad.
I get called Chad all the time when they use my personal email.
I would correct them on that because that's completely different.
It is. I'm like, there have been times where I have corrected them, and then there's been times where it wouldn't matter because it was like a one-time communication with a vendor, like a random.
Well, by the comment you just said, just fixing it makes sense for our topic today and why we have you on today.
Oh yeah, why do we have her
about
on?
details?
Jaime is the most detailed person I know. And why do we need to be so detailed? What are we talking about today?
We are talking about title issues.
To the mic.
Oh, to the mic, not to Brooke. I can't talk to Brooke.
No.
I want to talk to Brooke.
You can't look like
I'm
this.
right
See
here.
how I'm doing it?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Just,
So I
have
just
fun.
need it like right here.
Yeah, you have to lean forward a little bit.
Hi.
No.
So title insurance.
Okay.
Title insurance and title in general, right?
Yes, I'm really excited to talk about this, and I'm glad that we have Jamie on. Because,
Well, why are you so excited? Tell us, Brooke.
Because Jamie is a badass at title. And so she knows all the things, and she works hard.
She's just a suck up, people.
I was like, why would you want to fill her head up? That stuff?
I mean, I can just kick you off right now.
You can't. Like, I'm stuck right here.
No, but seriously, title work. Just the importance of it, because I feel like a lot of real estate agents, they just close somewhere because somebody else closes somewhere else,
or the name,
or they're like, oh, this company just closes a lot of deals, so they just go there. But I'm picky on my title companies and who I work with, because just like realtors and roofers and inspectors, they're not all created the same. And I truly believe as a real estate agent, like, you really need to have a really good resource in the title world that really knows and understands what the heck is going on, because title is so complicated.
Yes, and I agree with you. Most agents don't understand the relationship with that title agent and how important it is, that they just kind of go where everybody closes at. And it's really about building that relationship, because it does make a difference in, I want to say, what we do and what we don't do for you.
Yes.
Because we're being honest, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference that it makes, you think, would you say, for that agents need to consider with their partner? their title partner? I'm talking to you.
Oh, talking to me?
Yeah,
Talking to me?
yeah.
I'm like,
You said it makes a difference.
Well, I mean,
you know?
well, it does. I mean, just building those relationships. Yeah, because like I do more for Brooke than I would just some Joe Blow off the street that's going to send me one deal.
Oh, yeah.
And I might be like, he's just an idiot, whatever, and just kind of move on and just close the deal.
Well, we've made a relationship now too over the years that like, even if we're not closing somewhere if a title company, again, they're not all created equal, and I'm not here to talk bad about other title companies, but I think this is so important. But to have that relationship, like I know I can call Jamie, and there's been many times where I've gotten title work resolved at another company just because of the resource that I had and the knowledge that Jamie provides and to get deals done, So
I think that there's some title companies or some people out there who get a title commitment and it has all these requirements and they're just like, oh, this isn't going to close. And they just kind of move on to the next file because it looks a little complicated.
Wait, the actual title reps will do that? Like the processors?
I firmly do believe that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then that makes a difference then for sure.
That does make a difference.
And why why the relationship is so important.
Yes, because they look at that and they're like, oh, this is a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm going to move on to something a little easier.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and that is why as a group, our group tries to, build that relationship through all of our transactions. And so, I do believe that even if it's a single deal, we'll give them good customer service because you can still get referrals from them. But like you said, there are going to be those like title companies that because of the relationship, they give more attention to one. I don't want to just
title companies, just some closers, some processors.
Sure. Okay. So sure. And I wouldn't say any, but yeah. So there are going to be some people who work those files that will give a bit more attention to some of the others. But then from the standpoint of if you're somebody who does a lot of business and can send a lot of business to any one processor, knowing that you would get that your file will get more attention, then what should they be looking for that's going to separate a title from one to the next? If they're already a top producer and they're sending much, they don't have to worry about that.
I know. So I think a closer is nothing without a good processor.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So, and I know that there's some like top producing agents that just want that relationship with the closer, but it starts with the processor. The processor's doing the grunt work. I mean, the closer, I'm just the backbone for my processor, so you don't beat her up.
And that's actually true because I actually had a deal that you actually helped me on. It was an agent, and I remember it was a very reputable title company, and they had a new closer, but she wasn't as experienced enough.
Oh, I remember.
And she didn't have a processor.
Yes.
So we were like stretching to get a payoff, like the day of closing.
Oh my gosh, I remember
payoff. This. And so it was like a big headache.
Did you get it?
Bless her heart. We did.
Yes.
We did get it closed. She's a really good closer, and so I was very impressed for not having a processor. But that was when I learned. I was like, man, she's over here like running and closing stuff, and then she has to run and then go process and do all these calls, and like I could just tell that like she's like working hard,
So there's some closers don't have processors if they don't have enough business. Maybe they're only closing like 10 a month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I know, but it's still hard.
It's very hard. I mean, it is
because you also expect her to get a book of business, and how can she do that if she's and you get that complicated title commitment, and she has to spend all her time doing that, plus smoozing and being nice to you, and yes, and on the phone. Oh my gosh, because you guys just call and call and call.
That was a secret diss to us. Because I'm telling you, title companies, I need to know the information. So, and what is actually correct and what's going on. And some people don't want to give you the answer. So I got one from an email the other day, and I was like, can I just have something besides that they're not responding? Like, is there any other course of action? And it just seemed like people
Go
were
above
just,
their head.
Yeah, they were just trying to sweep it under the rug. And it's like, it sucks as real estate agents because we have emotional clients that have no idea what the heck is going on in the transaction. They're so confused, let alone like if they're buying a house, they're going through all this lending. Now we got title work. Now you're telling me stuff about home inspections. And so it can just be a lot.
I firmly believe go to the person who has the answers, because that's what I do. I'm not going to go to this person down here just so this person can go to that person up there. Go to the person who has the answers. But also, beating us up isn't going to get you anywhere, because we're now having to spend time
Good point.
with you
Yeah.
instead of working on your issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also, I think, at the beginning of the contract, of the relationship with that contract, like set up expectations. Like if you don't want to talk to your customer for me, then tell me straight up, go to my customer. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%. I'd much rather you call my client and get the direct information.
Right, but you have to tell us.
Yes. Yeah. 'Cause
Like
otherwise,
on every deal.
Oh, that's fine. You can call any of my clients.
I would on every deal. I would just say that.
Well, it's already, unless you tell your processors otherwise, they already have permission to contact everyone to get stuff done.
Yeah.
Because we want an efficient process for all of our agents. And so we tell title, lender, we give them the cover sheet with all of our contacts.
Absolutely. Right. And I know that.
Yeah.
I know that about you guys, but other people don't.
No,
Well,
and
and
some people won't even give that information to you because
Exactly.
they don't want
Yes.
you to call them.
Yes.
It's like
well, some people
they
will
want control over it.
give us the information and they get pissy when we do contact them.
Yeah.
But it's like, but we weren't getting shit from you. We had to go around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of realtors too, I think they're like, they just want to be so in control of everything and know
You can't
every
be.
single little tiny detail. And it's like, I always explain, like, this is my team,
So-
and this is why I've made relationships over time. So, like, if I have a buyer, like, use my trusted lender, and we're going to close at my trusted title company because I know these two people are going to be on my team and advocate, and I know they're going to take good care of my clients. So I don't have to worry and focus on it. I can go focus on getting more clients.
Yeah, and I really want to stress agents need to try to relinquish some of that control because
Absolutely.
I really think that they just want to they just want to be in the know and know what's going on when it's going on and as it's going on.
Yeah, I'll read the
and
emails.
Then,
Right, exactly. Like keep me in the loop and keep you in the loop, and
That's
then
it.
Yes.
and I can always refer back.
It's so much more efficient because what's the harm in? You're closing there, right? You agreed to close at this place. What's the harm in that processor or closer contacting your client? Like, what? I don't know what they're so worried about. And
I don't know either.
maybe someone who likes to be in control can tell us what they're worried about.
Right, but then you might have that seller that like, well, so and so title company called me. Why did they call me? Like, how come you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
So
That can
you
happen.
do,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. I could see that happening. Well, and then that's when the agent needs to be better at setting expectations. But if they didn't know to set that expectation, then I could. But
Because
that's an easy.
Mr. Seller's paying you, so why are they calling me, and how come you're not telling me?
That's an easy conversation to have with them, though. Well, they're like what Brooke said. Well, that's who we chose to close with. They're part of the team, and so they're helping get the transaction facilitated.
Absolutely.
I'm busy, keeping everything together over here,
Right.
and dealing with inspections and negotiations and keeping everything else together. They're working on the title side. You don't want me doing everything because then we're not going to close on time.
I think it looks better as a realtor. Like, I always try to explain to my clients, like, as soon as we go under contract, I'm like, okay, you're going to hear from Trish, my closing specialist. You're going to hear from Eric Jones or Micah from my processor. You're going to get a lot of emails if it's a buyer. You're going to hear a lot from Jacob with Home Connects. And then Jamie and Christy with title, they're going to reach out to you a bunch as well. So make sure, I want to tell you those names so you know if they're calling you and asking you for sensitive information, they're on our team and they're working to get this deal done for you.
Yeah.
And then usually I have no issues.
Anybody else, let me know and I'll tell you.
Absolutely. I'm like, if someone's asking something funny, definitely let me know because there are some scams out there.
Yeah, and I'll even tell them, like, and listen, if any of those people that I just told you reach out and asking for sensitive information, and you just want to double check, by all means, double check for your own peace of mind. But
absolutely,
one question I want to ask you, Jaime, for everyone and all of our listeners is,
everyone thinks going to think her name's Jaime.
I know, Jamie'e.
Jaime, yes.
Tell everybody, because I don't think most agents know. Okay,
Ooh.
What is the difference between your title work and title insurance?
Title work is a compilation of research that is done by the abstractor. And then title insurance is like your auto insurance, except right, it is insuring everything that happens in the past, where your auto insurance is protecting you for the future accidents.
Yeah.
So it's just like your auto insurance.
So
but everything in the past.
We kind of,
and a lot of that premium is protecting you up front, is covering all the stuff in the past, is us working on the items in the past so they don't come up in the future.
And if they do, well, then you have someone
and then
you
have
coverage to help fight that, to make sure you don't lose your property to something that got messed up in the past.
And I don't think people really understand how important this is.
It is very important, because we are humans. Abstractors are humans. The attorneys are humans.
Yeah.
We're all humans, and there are just mistakes that are done. It could be as simple as even on your deed, like the notary didn't acknowledge it correctly or something.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. And then it makes the document like null and void, and it didn't happen.
Clouds that title.
Yeah.
Well, and you just some of the things that come up on title, like the title commitment, I'm like, you can do that? And it's just so crazy. There's one deal I closed, and it was 2 owners ago, and he still had you help me on it, right of or the first right of refusal. So every time the property got sold, this person that's not even on the deed or whatever, but they're on the title. I don't know. You can correct me,
remember
but
that.
I was like, what? He had the first right every time someone sold it.
I think we had to get a release from him.
Yeah, you did, because it was just crazy. He got the chance every single time a new owner would sell it. He got the first right, whether he wanted to buy it or not, before they could go sell it. And I was just like,
so you had to make sure that he was actually given that right.
Yes.
Whenever it sold, right?
Yes. And so just crazy.
So a right of
stuff
first
like that.
refusal can survive transactions?
They can, yes.
I don't think I
crazy?
ever knew that.
Taught you something today.
How can somebody get a right of first refusal on future transactions with future parties that they had
because they accepted
because it's there on the deed, wasn't it? It was on the deed. It was on the deed. It was based on the deed.
So the person purchasing
it's like reserving
property,
mineral rights or something. It's private roads.
So sure, yeah. I mean, I get the right of first refusal concept. So the person that's purchasing the property, then is being made aware that when you go to sell this property,
right?
You have somebody that has a right of first refusal, which if you want to sell it, you're going to have a price.
Which is stupid. It's why did the title company, whoever closed that? I don't remember surely he didn't do it by himself. Surely the title company assistant. Why would they let him do that?
Now is that indefinite now? Like forever?
Yeah, I think so. I believe that it would be perpetual with it. Yes.
Yeah, that's sweet for that person. So, if they don't want to buy it now, then I'll wait till next time.
What's awful?
I'll wait till the next.
What's awful on that is that what if you can't contact that person? It's like private mortgages. I hate them. Because there's no contact information.
Right.
Filed,
yeah. I would hate that too, because normally you can look up a financial institution.
Yeah.
But with private mortgages, how do you find that person?
And there's a mortgage, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever, 2 or 3 owners ago, and it wasn't released, and then you've got to try and locate that.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
Fun.
Right? Yeah. And your seller didn't know anything about it because the title company that they closed that didn't,
Yeah, they didn't tell them. Just closed it.
Some do.
And sometimes they'll close it without.
Some do.
It's like, that's too hard to locate them. We'll call it's fine.
Well, it's all about
paid off.
Right, no, it's all about taking the risk.
Yeah,
it's all about
it's a calculation, right?
Yes.
Are you willing to insure this with the chances of it coming back up to bite you?
Yep. Yeah, but
Yeah.
what is the risk? What's the odds of that coming back?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Right? Right?
How much?
Why you need a good title person?
Well, for sure, for sure, and then that's why and I asked that question initially about the insurance versus the title work because when we tell people that we have our own title insurance, they get confused. Like, well, what are you talking about? Like, wait, why do we go close somewhere else, but we have a title insurance? Like, what?
Right.
Like,
So let's back up though
Yeah.
to the beginning of what is title work. It's a compilation of research done on that property, ownerships, looking for judgments, liens, etc. Prior owners. 30-year chain of title is what we're looking for there. So you're going back.
Okay.
So then the abstractor compiles that, indexes all that, and then it's handed over to the attorney to be examined. And then from there, and remember that it's going like into a pile.
Yeah.
It's not just being handed like, and then she's going to examine it.
Yeah.
And then it's going to title insurance for that title commitment to be typed up, prepared for the closer, the processor to
well, and then those
requirements. So
yeah, that's all I was
So this can take 2 weeks. 2 weeks even in Oklahoma County for Canadian County, Cleveland. For counties nearby that people think they're like, oh, it's so quick.
Yeah.
It can still take 2 weeks
to get through all that. Yeah,
to get through all that, and then
you still have to cure some of the
and then
stuff.
we have to cure all that.
And just to let people know, when you're curing some of the requirements, that's basically saying like these are the things that we are not going to take on as risks
Right.
that have to be taken care of for us to say we will insure it.
Yes.
Correct. So it's like if we're saying that we need to get contact this private mortgage person, or we're not going to insure this.
Right, yeah, you can move it to
thing.
an exception, but if there's a lender involved, the lender's not going to take that exception.
Sure,
And then you have
yeah.
some people that are just constantly like, can we just take an exception to that?
I know.
Can we take an exception
Wait,
to that?
lenders?
And I'm like,
Lenders
no,
or agents?
no. There are people in the real estate real estate industry.
It's not me.
That say that all the time, and I just want to
Well,
go
they just
through
wanna get paid.
my
Of course they're gonna say
phone
that.
and strangle this person every time I see her type this.
Well, they don't want to take the risk. They don't want to take the risk, Or they don't. They're not the
But
ones that
here's,
have to
you know
take
what
the
bothers
risk.
me on that is that, for one, I don't think that this person understands what that means.
Yeah, no,
when
yeah.
they're saying this, because Jacob's not going to take that exception on
Yeah.
his policy.
Underwriting.
He is not going to.
Jacob the lender.
Yes, Jacob the
Viewers that
lender.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I'm pointing to it
Jacob's
too.
like right in front of us.
I'm
and we just
pointing.
keep talking about him.
And then also the buyer doesn't know that. And are you explaining to the buyer? I don't see that you're explaining to the buyer, because I know deep down you don't understand what that means.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
But it's in their mind, they just want to get it close.
I know
That's
they
it.
do. But get
So-
educated.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a great question for you. What do you see as the most common exception that lenders will accept?
Ooh.
Oh, well, obviously it's encroachments.
Oh,
Okay.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. After encroachments, what would you say? Do you see lenders accept as exceptions?
I mean, the lender wants it.
They don't want
Like,
exceptions.
They don't want exceptions.
No.
They don't.
I mean, there are times where you
there
have
are
to fight
some
for them,
that,
right?
yeah, that will let us close while we're working on a quiet title. To go ahead and let us
Yeah,
close. No,
yeah.
And there's still a good handful that will not. That they want it.
Well,
want it
I mean,
cleared.
I understand why they'd want it cleared. So, because so if you close when you're working on a quiet title, what percentage of those don't work out? You don't. You don't.
So, yeah. Speaking of that, I have that issue going on right now.
Great.
I do.
Oh, yes, we
It's
do.
one of- it's one of-
And there
one of
was
Brooke's
an
deals.
email that went out last night on this deal.
Yes.
Yes, and it's like we got an indemnity letter, and your closer said that we'll now close on it, and I'm like, I need you to call me.
Yeah, I know. We were-
Because I have issues with
Because
this.
we're insuring it.
Right,
yeah?
right.
I
yes,
saw
because-
the email and I was like, oh, Jamie
So-
just responded, call me. I was like, we're taken care of.
So, because at the very beginning of this, I was offered an indemnity letter, and my questions were, well, why has this not been finalized?
Yeah.
Because this is 2 years old. It should have went to final judgment 2 years ago. Why has it not? Has somebody come up and attested this? Or contested, sorry?
Yeah.
Like, why? Why? Why is
know.
it
What's
not?
this
And
delay?
the attorney won't do anything about it. He
Yeah, the
started it 2 years
attorney-
ago. So I have concerns
Yeah.
about why is this not finalized?
Have we been able to contact this attorney?
No.
No. So if I don't get some warm and yummy feelings today, I'm going to actually call that attorney.
Yeah.
Trish
I am.
sent a not so nice email
She did.
to the CEO,
But-
VP, and everybody.
About other title company.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Because it was like, that was
Yeah.
the email I was talking about
Yeah,
earlier
I
in this
remember.
podcast, because I was like, can we get some kind of answer besides the attorney won't answer the phone?
All we
Yeah.
have are just 2 realtors. And that's it. That's it. No title companies responding in this or
No.
anything. And I'm just sitting here watching this, and I find it 100% unacceptable. Yes. Oh, I was like, hey.
Yeah. She was just giving us a time.
I just find it unacceptable because there's not a title representative responding in any of this. I have a listing side and I have the selling side that are working this, and I just don't find it acceptable at
Yeah.
all.
I'm just glad Jamie is on the email. Every time there's a title issue, I'm like, who's on this email?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if she's not, forward. Could you
Yes.
please include Jaime on this?
So let's just go real quick because and Brooks, whatever layout, what we're supposed to discuss today, there is like, hey, how can you guys help the title companies?
Yes.
It's like, hey, so give us some upfront information. Also like your preferred method of communication. Mine's always email. Please don't call me.
Jamie can't find her phone sometimes.
My ringer's off.
You always answer my calls, though.
Well, if it's something- yeah.
But provide us marital status. Even if the spouse isn't on title, give me the spouse's name because they have to sign. I need
Especially
that
in
name.
Oklahoma.
I need that name. Even the buyer, because maybe they want to go in title.
Yeah.
Maybe, but the lender might come back and ask the title company, well, what's the wife's name? Oh, I don't know, because they need to go on the mortgage.
Yeah.
So we need that information.
Because it's real fun when you find out the day of closing that they're married, right?
Yes. Lender information. Provide us the contact for. Just don't say Home Connects. Like, give me a name and number. Give me an email.
Yeah.
Oh,
Give me something.
'Cause you-
Yeah.
Some
There's more
gave
than
you,
one
like-
location. you
Like
know?
Navy Federal, it's like, well,
my gosh, yes.
there's a ton of 1-800 phone numbers and extensions you can call.
Bank of America. For your listing, ask your seller about the HOA. So we were talking about how long it can take me to get a title commitment out. An HOA could literally delay your closing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
can.
we just had
It
it.
can.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
so find contact information from your seller on the HOA.
Yeah.
That's the hardest
you'll
thing
like
for
this.
us to do.
We're actually going to add HOA information to our utility form. To,
Oh, nice.
To where and we're going to call it. We're going to
Yes.
start calling it out. Our processors are going to start calling out HOA name and phone number. And email. We're going to try to get all of it. So that way, if it does delay closing, then we can go to the agency. Well, we told you needed to get it for us.
So is
Yeah.
this mainly a Bricks thing, right? This podcast?
No, it's everybody.
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to direct Bricks. So on your cover page, guys, when
Bricks
it's like
Realty's getting
when it's,
called
when
out.
it's scheduled, either by agent or title, most of the time it's agent is marked.
It's what Mark. And that's that. I don't know why they do that. It's marked title. Well, I'm going to tell you this.
So like if you want like Savannah or somebody over Element to call, but then they're like, but
It says
agent.
So we met with them and we told them maybe we should just take that off because we basically have a process in place now. As soon as our paperwork gets over there, they're scheduling the closing.
Yeah, well, and
I
the
love it.
email
Putting it on
says that as
calendar.
well from Micah and Eric. Hey,
Yeah.
please contact and schedule immediately with the client. But I'm just,
Well, we're not even going to. We're going to.
So, yeah, just- and take that off the cover sheet
We're
then.
we're basically
Yeah.
going to. In fact, we just leave it on the cover sheet, but just have it checked as
Title.
and just not have it
Default as title.
but not even have agent as an option. It's just going to be title's going to.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's where that's actually tricky, because we know whenever it closes with us, we have that process in place that it's getting scheduled immediately this for the day of closing at this time.
Yeah.
These are the options. If that one's already taken, we have the next option available.
Yes.
And we're not even going to call the client and ask them what they prefer. We're going to just tell them, because most people, when they're closing, they're going to just do what you tell them to do. If they have an issue with it, then we can fix it, right? We can reschedule it or pick a time that is more convenient for the buyers that can't get off of work for certain reasons or whatever,
Right.
or tell a certain time or whatever. But it's whenever it's with another title company that doesn't understand that is our process, that we have to think about as well. They're not going, those other title companies, they're not going to just
no, because there are
schedule
some that won't.
They won't
Well,
either.
I think
if I was
there's one
an
in
agent
Cleveland
and I had to
County.
process everything, I would send all of my documents to them and say, I'd like to close at 1 p.m. on this day.
As soon as you send in the contract, yeah, but you probably won't get a response immediately. You're going to have to follow, because I've seen that where you have to follow up
Yeah.
Well,
on that.
Well, I think with other title companies, we're going to just we'll have our processors just when they send it in, just say please schedule this for right now, this day and this time, and just kind of see how it goes. But our title company for sure is going to be doing that, and so yeah, we'll think about the cover sheet on how to handle that with other companies. So anyways, yeah. Any other ways? So information is what can help you guys.
Information. It's the little information that we need up front.
Yeah. We even, for them to submit their file, even to our processors, they have to check a box. They won't let them submit until they check a box that says, I attest that I have filled out the cover sheet in its entirety to the best of my ability, like to as much as possible.
Right.
And I know they just check it and move on.
I know. I don't know. I'm sure they do. And on your cover sheet, I looked at it last night, that it does have spells for every,
Yeah, it does.
So it's like, put it in.
But here's the thing.
It says up there, it's like married, single, widow, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why widow matters, but it's either married or single.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
But mark it. And if it's married, give me the freaking spouse's name.
If it's not, but if it's not marked, then the agent can't be upset if it causes any kind of delays or issues, because now it's on them for not doing it. That's why we have that in there. It's like anything the agent just chooses to look over or not do.
Right.
It is now on them.
I think the biggest thing is realtors don't just submit everything to the title company and just
I
expect
know,
them
they
to do
don't.
it, because it's like, again, you're a team.
They think
You're
that
a
we
team.
know. They expect that, or that you're
going to go find out.
They think that we know.
They want you to do all the extra work,
But it's like we don't know. We don't know everything, and we should, because we are that central hub. That's supposed to be gathering all that information.
Yeah.
We should be the one sharing that information, but we don't have it if you didn't provide it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, HOA, I'll just reiterate that one.
And these stupid
it's so
addendums.
big.
It's like, great that you guys have these addendums, or even the lender has it, but I need that addendum because I'm closing per that contract too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you have to balance out with the lender at the end of the day.
Yes.
So, and those numbers have to match, and if they don't, guess what?
Yeah, because I'm not
You're
going to put it
delayed.
on my CD because I don't have that. And the lender's like, and I'm like, well, share it with me. Yeah, I'm just like, at the end of the day, nothing is the holy grail, so just share it.
Yeah.
Just share it.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to do a good job, and we are still in the service industry. Like, serve your clients. Like, communicate to everybody. Complete your job. I mean, at least 90%.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to do 100%, at least do 90% and include a HOA, and look at your title commitment when you get it.
Just think, if you go the extra mile.
Oh my God! Look at the title commitment. Let's go there.
She's like, hold on, we have one more thing.
Yes. No, seriously, because I've taught Eric how to go over his title commitment. So just the basics, just on Schedule A. Just look at your buyer's name.
Yeah.
I could have mistyped it.
Sure. Yeah.
It could, and we might not know until we get to closing and everything's messed up.
Now you got to go fix it.
You got to fix it all.
Well, and I was gonna say, like,
and then no, and listing agent, look at who I have in title, because it might not be who you think owns that property.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean,
fraud.
I just look at it.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
Sure.
Yeah. The title company's not sending it to you just to send it to you for shits and giggles.
I know.
Like, it's
here
like,
you go.
Here's an important. It's like the only, not only, but it's like the major important document that the title company sends you.
It is that in the mortgage inspection report.
Yeah.
But then also, like maybe there's a
people don't read
mortgage.
that
You
either.
didn't know that there was a mortgage.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to get a payoff, but like they paid it off, and I'm like, now I got to work on a whole release. It's a whole other department, and I've just wasted my time doing that because you didn't tell me, you didn't look, you didn't respond
ask.
to. No,
I'm just kidding.
No, I did, but you didn't respond to your email.
Oh, dang it.
Agents that don't check their email.
No,
Crazy.
I heard an agent in the office the other day, and they're like, man, I haven't checked my email in like 2 days. And I was like,
how?
What? I was like, I check my email as much as I check my text messages.
There are seriously agents like that. There are.
Oh, yeah.
Most.
And it's
I think
like,
a lot are like that.
Like that in your schedule.
I agree.
Like, we just had, I don't even know who we were talking about. We were talking, we met with some other girl, and she was just talking, she's like a high producer and does all this other stuff too on the side, and she's like just talking about her schedule and just how intense
and she coaches too, and she's like, the first thing I have to coach people on is how to use this calendar,
like, and schedule everything.
Yes.
Like when you pick up your kids, when you go to the gym.
It's amazing how it's not rocket science, but it's amazing how that changes people's whole careers if they can just learn how to use a calendar and schedule.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But no, what I was going to say is like, just take look at all this stuff when you get it. Yes, check for accuracy, make sure it's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Settlement statements too. I mean, you just make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. But take the time up front to gather all this information, do all this work. Yes, it's a little extra effort. Yes, it takes a little bit more time. But then you have a team that's doing everything else for you to get you to the point where now it's to review those documents. Like, you don't, because if you don't, they're going to be hitting you up asking for it, and now you got to have to do the work anyways. Just get it done.
Yes.
And now you can focus on taking care of your customer and making sure that everything else is going
that title commitment,
good.
you can send that to your buyer and your seller. You
Sure.
can send that out to them.
Yeah.
So I mean, do it.
Yeah.
And the mortgage inspection, send it to your your buyer.
That's important.
Even to your seller. There's some sellers that want to see it, but especially, send it to your buyer. It could save me 30 minutes in a closing room.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Which is like a whole
Especially if there's
closing.
issues on it. Yeah.
Well, especially if like someone's trying to buy a swimming pool and then you didn't look at the MIC and now you're at the closing table and then there's like
no
all
room.
these utility easements.
There's no room for that pool.
Like, well, you're not getting a pool, but I guess you're going to sign today still, right?
Yeah.
But I was going to say, like, just don't be that agent. Like, take the extra time, be thorough, because I think too many agents like to just gamble, like, relationships, because they're like, oh, Jamie will just take care of it and not do the extra work. But, like, you don't know that at every time. Make her job easy. You don't know what somebody else is going to miss or whatever, and that's your commission. You can lose $10,000 like that just because you didn't look at something.
But do you know what I think?
But
it
it's
really
the title
is?
company's responsibility. It's
no.
their job. It's their job. It's their job.
No, it's not.
And title company's low man on the totem pole.
That's what I'm saying.
So.
Yeah. Well, what I think it is that it's a mindset. It's the employee mindset where it's do the bare minimum, clock in, clock out,
That's
and
a good point.
I'm just going to show up and hopefully it'll all come together and happen, and I'll get paid. And if they don't get paid, they don't realize, they don't want to take accountability for the things that they did for that to happen.
And that's so silly, because in this industry is such a relationship building industry, not just clients, but
that's why they don't make it. That's why they don't last.
Everybody. So like now I got a referral from our insurance agent the other day. So just different things like that, just making those relationships, improving your worth and your value. They're going to start appreciating more. They're going to be willing to help you on other deals that maybe they're not part of. Like, it's just, you're building a business and you're building relationships. You just got to do those things. Don't be lazy.
Relationship makes a difference.
It
it's
does.
the service at the end.
Jamie
that
may
relationship is
not
gonna
like
give
me
you.
sometimes, but
All the time.
But she also loves me.
Yeah.
My mama
She corrected you, not sometimes.
My mama always told me that.
My mama.
I know, I said that on purpose. She said, "I don't like you right now, but I always have to love you." And I was
I
like,
know.
"That's a little traumatizing,
Oh my God, that's
mother,
what I
but that's
tell
okay
Charlene.
as long as you always love me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of truth to it.
There's a lot of truth. I've told Shaylin that.
Well, any final thoughts you want, or do we want to do a would you rather? I don't know if we have one. Miss Lauren, did you find one maybe?
Would you rather what? Would you?
You've never played the game Would You Rather?
Would you rather like be at home with your kitty cat? Yes.
Yeah, or on a podcast.
Lauren would agree with that.
Yeah.
You should watch Lauren's TikTok of her cat named Doja Cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's the sweetest cat ever.
Sweet? You would say sweet?
Yeah, I said it sarcastically. Doja Cat is going to be TikTok famous one day, I feel like.
Yeah, I just need to post more.
Yeah.
She'll get there.
You're not a big poster.
She has the perfect, like, RBF for a cat. Like, she just, like, I hate my mother. And then she, like, has this, like, beautiful bow and this Apple tag because her mom takes care of her.
Okay, I have a would you rather, but it's kind of random.
Okay,
We
that's
like
fine.
random.
Yeah, random would you rather is good.
Okay, would you rather have Dolly Parton's voice or Billie Eilish's voice?
Would you rather have Dolly Parton's voice or Billie Eilish's
Well,
voice?
I'm going to instantly say Billie
Billie
Eilish.
Eilish.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
with
going to say
you.
Billie Eilish too.
I'm with you.
All right, well,
That was boring.
I think I would have said Dolly.
What about another one? Do
Oh,
one
well,
more.
like, if I was, like, not who I am as a person, I'd probably pick Dolly.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Would you rather be Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Would you rather be Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
No, we don't care
I don't
about
care
that.
about that. I
Who's
don't even-
LeBron James?
Yeah. I care. Don't you guys care about my
Well-
feelings?
Well, I already know who
No.
you're going to pick.
Who's he going to pick?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. If who wouldn't? I mean,
I don't.
LeBron James fans.
I know. Like, but
LeBron,
yeah.
did he play with the Thunder?
LeBron James?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
But my-
No.
Okay, yeah, that, yeah.
No.
Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy.
People don't even
Jamie'e.
know what her name is now.
You know.
We can make this the last one.
Okay, here we go. What is it?
Would you rather flip a coin if...
Huh?
Wait. Would you flip a coin if heads meant you get $1 billion and tails meant you die instantly?
Okay, would you flip a coin?
That's a good one. I got goosebumps on it.
If it lands on heads, you get $1 billion. If it lands on tails, you instantly die.
I would
No.
rather
At
not
your
flip
death.
a coin.
Is it at your death that you die
There's no
instantly?
You
questions.
die instantly.
I can ask a question.
Wait,
No.
no. Like right then, as soon as it lands on tails, you
Die
die.
instantly.
Not just to die an instant death.
You
no,
either get an instant
yeah, you die instantly right then, right there, as soon as it
Oh.
lands on tails.
It's either
Dollars.
instant billionaire status or instant death.
No, I would not flip that coin.
I would not flip no coin.
I don't want. Yeah.
I'll just work and get
That's
$1 billion.
not-
It's not worth it.
That's not a fun question.
You're like, oh, but dying an instant death when I die, I would
Yes,
love that. So
yes.
yeah, I'll flip that coin. If it
Yes,
means like
exactly.
30 years from now, when I die, it's instant.
And then you give your family $1 billion
But
upon
then if
your
it
death.
lands on heads and I get $1 billion and die whatever death, yeah, let's do it.
Well, I don't know if I
Give me
want to
that coin.
die.
Where's the coin?
I don't know about die whatever death because there's some
No,
pretty
I don't
gruesome
wanna-
deaths out there.
No.
But I mean,
I want
but
instant.
if you get the $1 billion, you don't know how you're going to die. It could be instant, but may not be,
I
right?
don't know.
But yeah, no, I'm not flipping that.
We're not.
coin.
Yeah, we're
Nope,
not
I'm
gonna
good.
flip
I'm
it.
good.
Have you guys ever seen real quickly? Did you ever see it's the Fall of Usher or whatever it is? It was a Netflix show.
Oh, that's like happening currently.
what?
I was like, the fall of Usher is currently happening right now as we speak.
Well, no, it's like the fall. Fall. I forget the title. Oh man, it's on Netflix. It's like a super long title about how let's see here. The Fall of the House of Usher. It's a Netflix.
It's not about Usher
limit.
singing?
No, not
No.
about the Usher singing. Limited series, but it's about a family that it's crazy. It's about a family who basically sells their souls to become like the richest family in the world, but in order to do that, they had to give up the lives of their children, basically. And they made that agreement.
Yeah, there's like a lot of that starting to come out.
So
It's like, that's dark.
it's a crazy show for sure. So anyways, that's what that question reminded me of. Anyways, thank you guys for watching,
Okay.
participating,
Wow.
and commenting your
You went a
answers to
little-
these questions.
A little dark there.
It did.
I know. Like,
Sometimes it happens.
let's go back to talking about being home with our kitties.
We appreciate we appreciate everyone who tunes in and listens and gives us support. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if there's any episodes, topics that you would like to learn about, to hear about. We always love having guests on. If you have a topic and you think that you are an expert in that field and would like to be on, reach out. We'd love to have you. But until then, I am Curtis Haddock alongside here Jamie'e Thompson, and I guess I got to do it by myself. Brooke Massey.
You almost did it.